But so I've been trying my hand a little bit, and normally I stick very close to my mains, which are Kirby and Wario. I expanded into Wario with the last game. Um, this game I've been messing around quite a bit more with a few of the new characters. I still really enjoy Kirby. I still really enjoy Wario. I still consider them my mains. Pac-Man has definitely been added to that, giving me a trio. Um, and I have been messing around a little bit with some of the faster characters, which I've never been good with. Previously, the fast characters were basically Fox and Captain Falcon. Well, then they added Sonic. And I really wanted to be good with Sonic. I have a little bit of a history with that character, and he was terrible in Brawl. He could not score kills to save his life. He in Brawl he basically had one kill move, which was his side smash, and ironically, it was his slowest move. Now he could build damage like crazy, but building damage means nothing in Smash Bros. Unless you can launch a character, and Sonic just didn't have that in his repertoire. They sped up that same move in this new game, so he's a bit better, and they gave him a couple more mid-air kill moves, so he's a bit more fun. I still haven't unlocked all the characters, and I'm pretty sure that the last one that you get is the Duck Hunt dog, and I'm fascinated to try him out. I played like one match worth with him at a buddy's house. And he's really tricky. He's really rangy. He's also probably the closest we're ever going to get to Banjo and Kazooie in a Smash game. So, but I've just been having a lot of fun with that one. So, but meanwhile, in Omega Ruby, I have 2 badges, which it's like what, a week and a half into a Pokemon release, and I still only have 2 badges. That's how much Smash I've been playing.
I only have one, so I really kind of took seemingly the first week off, not really spending much time into it, and I let my stupid perfectionist get the best of me at times by trying to capture or quote clear an area, and if you know what I mean. They've added the nice little functionality of you can see exactly what Pokemon are in what region, what route.
So useful.
Very useful, very, very difficult. It's good for grinding because you're like, okay, I want to get this one. Oh, I can't get it. All right, fine, just battle and get the experience. You get the experience share very early on, which is a very good thing. Helps in advancing your team, going through the game and everything. Team's nothing to write home about. I never made it through the original Ruby or Sapphire, so I fully expect to make it through this time around. Is it bad that I'm already looking forward to what the next gen will be?
I mean, yes and no. Like, I kind of wish they had left a little bit more hang time on X and Y, because there was other things that I wanted to get done in that game. It's been a little over a year, but it just kind of felt like they didn't give it quite a bit of hang time. There's normally been like a 2-year cycle before the next like remake or third version comes out.
Yeah.
And we didn't really get that this time, and it almost felt like they were like, hey, here's all these cool new features in this big new region and stuff like that, and just blow through the story, and you just kind of stop playing. And like, I still had post game stuff to do. I was still working on the Liquor Bureau and things like that. It just like a lot of new things came out that I wanted to play, but I always fully intend to go back and play more Pokemon. There's never a question that I'm not eventually going to come back to it until the next game comes out, and the next game has now come out.
Yeah. So I'm right there with you. I mean, like, I still have to go back and catch. I forget what the Z name Pokemon
Zygarde?
was. Yes, Zygarde. I still have to, capture Mewtwo. I know there was some post game stuff. Find different Megastones. Now I'm kind of like, oh gosh, okay, add it on the big to do list of of different things. So I don't know what to expect going forward. I don't know where they're going to go.
Yeah.
We've seen, okay, they've now entered the 3D XYZ axis. of geometry. I don't know where we're going to go next. Right now, the only games that are not on a DS cartridge are Fire Red, Leaf Green, and I don't know if everyone can take another reboot of the original.
Honestly though, it wouldn't surprise me if for because 2016 will be the 20th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise. Like it launched '98 over here, but '96 in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Would not surprise me one bit to get another Gen 1 remake on like maybe the Gen 6 engine just for the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you said, I'm pretty sure you can still pull Pokemon from the regular DS games with Pokemon Bank. I'm not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure you can. But
you have to transfer. You do have to transfer them over or up to a 3DS.
Up to a 3DS cartridge. Game. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, either way, it wouldn't surprise me considering that they skipped the Gen 5 engine on the remakes, and they've talked about this over at Super Effective, but they've been getting harder and harder to predict. Like there was no third version for Gen 5, there was two direct sequels. We got our remake game before the third version for X and Y. So they are getting harder to predict. They're kind of shaking it up on us a little bit. But if I had to predict when the next Gen 1 remake would come out, it would either be in 2016 or maybe 2021 for the 25th anniversary instead of the 20th.
Yeah, that's a good bet. I'm glad that they've tightened up the release window between continents. So we've seen nearly a worldwide launch. XY was the first worldwide launch, I believe. Mm-hmm. Unanimous across all platforms, regions, continents. This one had a delayed release, I think, in Europe.
Yes, I think Europe broke street date last time for X and Y, so Europe got it like a day or two early. So I think that was like a punishment from Nintendo.
Is your body ready for the wrath of Reggie? So yeah, very well could be. I wouldn't if that's the case. Thank you, American retailers, for not breaking street. Although technically, I kind of broke street for X and Y.
Yeah.
Because for those at least in the Central Time Zone, I don't know if it was the same for Pacific. It was released at midnight Eastern Standard Time.
So you were downloaded it.
Yes, yeah. I was able to download it at 11 p.m. Central. So I don't know if other people got to do the same out in the West or Hawaii, but either way, a little bit. Yeah, close enough. And I that's not the end of the world. Queue times were a little difficult, and that was only for the eShop downloads. So that is what it is. But I don't know if we're ever going to see third iterations or unifying games anymore. I think that really went out the window with Black White 2.
Yeah. But simultaneously, like Black and White had pretty significant differences between the versions.
Yes.
Where X and Y, pretty darn similar, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, they were. It was very, very similar to what I know of the story of Ruby Sapphire. You have the two sort of, at that point, I guess that sort of continental, or elemental powers between,
legendaries that are at odds with each other.
Yes, exactly, and that was a very, very similar case for X and Y. I mean, you had sort of like,
life and death.
Yveltal, Yveltal, the bringer, harbinger of death, and and Xerneas, the bringer of life.
Yeah.
So something that also is odd that it's not really coinciding now. It feels like, what are they going to do with the anime? I'm a sucker and such a fool for the anime, and I've enjoyed it. The most recent season has been very good, and has started to explore a few more adult things in somewhat aging Ash a little
Yeah, I
bit.
heard that Ash finally hit puberty.
Yeah,
He
he
goes on
kind
a
of
date
did.
with Serena or something.
I haven't specifically seen a date yet, but they're definitely showing some affection from Serena to
That
Ash,
Ash isn't
and
oblivious about.
he he's a little oblivious from what I can tell, but
Okay.
he's kind of like, "Oh, I'm going to be very sensitive to the situation." Like he's not going off of the, "Oh, let's just be friends," but he's also not like Brock and humping Nurse Joy's leg. So that's a very good thing. Um, Unfortunately, the anime does move at a much slower pace.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's funny because when Diamond and Ruby, or excuse me, when Diamond and Pearl happened, they did bring in and reference Heart Gold Soul Silver
Hmm.
a bit, where they had a couple episodes as a nod to that, and it coincided fairly well with that release.
Yeah.
Granted, you have 2.5 years probably between the two, and you had Platinum as a unifying game between them.
Yeah.
So you had enough time passing, but now that it's kind of being annualized, oh boy,
Yeah.
better watch out for January or February if there is going to be another release or teaser or anything like that. So I don't mind your idea that it could be for the 20th anniversary of the Japanese release.
Yeah. I just hope they don't make us wait till 2018.
Yeah. Oof. Oh, yeah, they could.
That would suck.
Well, yes and no. It gets some things done.
Well, I mean, we'd all be done with that game in like a day, unless they packed in like a bunch of surprises or something.
In my sleep. Come on.
Right? Yeah. At least finish up the campaign and like, it's like, if you take your time, it's what, like an 8-hour campaign? We're done in like 4.
Oh gosh, especially with how advanced with how quickly they're letting the leveling system happen. I mean, I'm not trying to call this Pokemon World of Warcraft, but it's kind of heading that way. But that's okay. This is a change that does benefit every player, I believe. There's no sense in wasting time grinding.
They're gonna like increase the level cap to like 125 or something like that.
Oh man.
Oh, Mewtwo gets a new move again.
Another form. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Let's see. Anything else?
I mean, it's been long enough. I'm sure there's more, but nothing comes to mind immediately.
Yeah, same here. It's glad to get back at it. Glad we got some of the dust off. Maybe we'll try to keep this a little bit less dusty and Clorox this, or put some, wash it with Murphy's every now and then. So no promises. The holiday season is upon us, so that's always a nice, fun little wrinkle. But if we go every other week, once or twice a month, no problem by me.
Yeah, totally fine with me.
All right. Any special mentions, thank yous, or shout outs?
Oh my gosh, you put me on the spot. Actually, I should mention this. I just recently got to do most of the interior flat colors for a comic called Tech Jacket, issue 7. So if you go to your local shop, you probably shouldn't even have to special request it if they carry indies. Because if I recall correctly, it's a book that's put out through Image. So if they carry Image books, they probably will have it. And issue 7 should be out in January. So, and I'm pretty sure I get a credit. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that. Issue 7, Tech Jacket, out in January. Check your local comic shop.
Very cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I definitely will have to head to my local comic shop to do so, and maybe on a Small Business Saturday.
There you go.
There you go. Yes, doing the right thing there. Local economies. Woo! Let's see. Listeners, thank you for sticking with us. If you are listening to us, you can now find us exclusively through Spreaker. And through Spreaker, we also get the platform of iHeartRadio. I know this